coworker is an intelligent customer success partner.
All right, welcome to AI and Future of Revenue Retention. I'm Sushil Bhattachan, coworker, founder of Coworker. We work with revenue customer success leaders to improve revenue retention using AI. In this podcast, I speak with CS leaders and revenue leaders about AI and its impact on future of revenue retention. These are very practical conversation grounded in real operator experience. All right, let's get started. Today, I'm joined by Kyle Wade, a highly result-oriented customer success executive with 10 plus years of experience in many organizations, achieving NPS of 84 plus and implementing strategies that quadruple year-to-year revenue renewal rates. So, hi Kyle, welcome. Welcome to AI and Future of Revenue Retention podcast.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ashil. That was a really great introduction. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So maybe you can just give me for our viewers, quick introduction of yourself, and then we get started.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think you said it, I've been in the customer success space for almost my entire career. And really just love that relationship building aspect of the role. And obviously we've all bought products that maybe don't deliver exactly what you're expecting. And so I love being a part of the team that gets to fix that for people and make sure that they're getting the full value out of what they're buying. So, I think beyond that, have really been able to jump around, work with a loaded different customers, and anywhere from a Fortune 500 executive team all the way down to who I work with today, which is more small businesses, anywhere from like an individual starting up a business to a 50-person business, service-based businesses. So it's been a fun ride being able to kind of put together the puzzle piece of like, how do you serve each individual customer base based on size, need, and what makes them successful. So it's been kind of a fun ride.
Awesome, awesome. And I see you come from more account executive kind of account management background also. I think that
That's
makes
right.
customer success very relevant in today's little bit confusing market, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, so I think we can kind of start from how is your customer success or let's say revenue retention model or playbook or framework, whatever you want to call it, but what is your overall customer success and revenue retention strategy?
What's our overall strategy? Yeah, I mean, I think our strategy from my perspective, underneath my umbrella, actually starts with onboarding, and I think every customer success model and just customer retention model should start with onboarding as well. So, we want to make sure that there's really good alignment with the sales team, that they're coming in, and we are trying to make sure that they're onboarded as quickly as possible, and that we're really maximizing that early value. We see with our side, we have a lot of small companies, small businesses that are coming through, and they don't have the budget to take a risk on 12 months worth of paying without quite understanding the value. And so we really have to hit them upfront with that value. And so I think one of the first things is making sure we're running that well and using that time also to reinstate and recommunicate the value in that onboarding process. Really make sure that it's seen as almost like a second round of sales, and that they're understanding it, we're delivering it, pointing it out, making it scream, and the value is very apparent day one.
No,
Um,
yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah.
Finish that.
No, you're good. I think after that, it's really our strategy. I think we try to reinstate this with the team so much, but it's about utilizing data that's going to tell us and predict where we have customers that are in a risky place for retention or churn. Where, on the flip side, also being able to utilize data that says, hey, this is a great candidate for an upsell based on everything that we've seen about upsells that you've had in the past. This is a candidate. This is someone that is likely to upsell. Using the same thing for churn, using that data, predictive modeling, and being able to know what type of actions are going to create a positive experience that are going to turn those around, that is going to deliver the value this customer is expecting. I think overall, we're really trying to make sure that we're not getting our team good at churn conversations, but getting them really good at value delivery, at training the customer, educating them, helping them take the right actions and understand why those actions are being taken. So I think that's kind of at its core, that's what our strategy is as like a customer success team.
Okay, no, that's great. And as everybody says, the retention starts from the marketing, right? So, but
Yeah.
definitely it
Yeah.
does from the onboarding for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
No,
that's
you're right.
great to hear that. Great to hear that. Actually, my next question, you little bit touched upon that already. How do you know that, or how soon you know that there are some customer that's being churned or there's an upsell opportunity? And especially, I think in your case, as you said, there are a lot of customers with a smaller kind of monthly payment. So to
Hmm.
make the business profitable, you need to have many customers. And when you have many
Yeah.
customers, signal is very important. So kind of a little bit in detail, how do you understand which customer is about to churn, or how do you understand where is the opportunity for upsell?
Yeah, yeah. I think the thing that you need to do is be able to have a strong data approach. So for us, it's looking at what kind of data do we have on our customers that have churned, in the past, maybe obviously giving a little bit more weight to the people that have churned more recently. Let's look at and form some hypotheses about this. How often are they logging into the app? How often are they loading up, more data into the app? How often are they reaching out to their customers through the app? Do they have, multiple team members in the app? When was the last time they reached out to us? What was the sentiment of that? We run a lot of like AI sentiment on our both phone calls and our like emails, written messages. And so trying to understand and pull out what the sentiment is on that. And as much as we can, try to give each one of those things some kind of grade or some kind of health score, pour that into a larger model and say, where do we see a trend where people are starting to churn? What are the biggest indicators to that churn? So I
Mm.
think that's the starting piece there. And then, the big question is, what can we do about that on the back end? I think there's a lot of like good ideas. You can come up with hypotheses around, okay, well, if we reach out and we help them do X, or if we send out this message for them, or we activate them on this tool, those are the things that are going to make the difference. But really making sure that as we design these experiments and these hypotheses, that we have data to tell us if that is actually working. Because what I don't want to do is put my whole team on an action that we think is going to be profitable, and then we run it for a month or even just 2 weeks, and we don't see a turnaround. We don't see a change on that. And we should start seeing some early indicators that this is actually delivering the value and it's actually creating an opportunity for the customers to be retained over continuing to slide towards churn.
No, that I think that's a really great point. You're bringing marketing into here, like kind of do the A/B testing, right? So
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
hypothesis and then see, which one sticks, and which one does not.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. So do you use any tools to kind of do analysis and to do the health scoring, anything as such right now?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, we have used like more traditional tools in the past, surveys. I don't think it's a mystery out there that traditional surveys aren't cutting it anymore. I think a lot of times what I see is that you just get extreme answers.
Sure.
Customers are
Yeah.
giving you a 5 star, they're giving you a 1 star because they want to send you a
Mhm.
message, right? But it
Mhm.
really doesn't tell me enough about where the customer actually is and the value that they're getting. So what we're using right now is we've used some of our own proprietary tools as well as more startups, other smaller companies that are
Mhm.
using AI to more sense the
Sure.
sentiment
Sure.
from our customers so that our EMPS, our CSAT scoring isn't based on a survey, isn't based on a CSM's take on it. It's a um, it's a more objective take
Yeah.
that we can have, and it does require a little bit of like editing, right? Because sometimes you
Mhm.
can review a call and you're like, no, that clearly that person was unhappy. And so
Sure.
you do have to do a little bit of that editing. But what I'm seeing more in the market is that there's a lot more customers or a lot more companies that are coming through with these type of tools
Yep.
um, that not only take that sentiment, but they can do a lot more, right? They can
Yeah.
also take that information and put together a follow-up email. They can put
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
notes for your CRM.
Yeah.
They can even pull out actions and say, hey, here are some actions. Can you approve these actions and send those into something like, Asana or Monday or whatever CSP you're using. So those are the kind of tools that we're using. I would say we're still very much in this testing phase where I think the
Sure.
the market is changing so quickly
Yep.
that we've done a lot of testing. I don't think we've settled on like, hey, this is our partner that we 100% believe in, but knowing that those tools are out there and seeing what's everyone bringing to the table, and trying to make sure uh, that we're measuring the effectiveness of those tools and making
Sure.
sure that we're making the right selection long term.
Awesome, awesome. So when you now, you have the signal, let's say, however, whatever tool you want to use, you have the kind of, signals. Now
Hmm.
comes the execution, as you kind of a little bit
Hmm.
kind of touched upon, right? So currently, what's your biggest um, manual work that's take a lot of time for your CSM so that they're so busy that they cannot really focus on the value realization and relationship building with your customers?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's something that we're it's my one of my top two priorities right now for the first half of the year. We see that our CSMs are spending a lot of time doing a lot of support work, answering
Mhm.
questions, helping customers make little changes within the app, within their marketing plans, within their like AI that's, doing their social media for them. These are all things that we empower them to do themselves. Um, and so one, we're trying to work on making sure that we make the training really clear for them. But the other piece is bringing in both a support team to help with that, to take care of more of that reactive work, while also shopping around and making sure that we land on an AI support tool that can take care of more written communication. I think phone calls are so big in terms of building relationships and trust. I don't want to bring that in there yet,
Yep.
but we are really eager to bring more of our AI in to support on text messages and emails and chat that also drive actual changes, that make changes within the tool, while having that tool on the back end deliver an update to the CSM. Hey, I just did this for this customer. Just wanted to let you know what's going on with that customer. Um, so I think that that piece of like not having to do the day-to-day support work that isn't really necessarily an opportunity to build more trust beyond just taking care of an action for them, is where we're really trying to drive some efficiency. And that way, my team, who we're bringing up to be great um, consultants around how a small business grows, how to
Mhm.
utilize the tools, and for them knowing that their value is in building that trust and building that relationship, they can spend their time on that and not spend their time on taking care of little tiny tasks.
Yeah, yeah. And do you have another other customer support team or this customer success you have, right? Oh,
We do, yeah. We have a customer support team, though it's probably a fourth the size of the customer success team,
ah,
and
okay.
my goal is that it would not increase, not even a percentage, but even just like by a head. Like I don't want that team to ever be bigger than 8 people.
Yeah.
Um, we really see that team as a way to bring someone in and incubate people into the company and see where they could grow out, whether that's within customer
Gotcha.
success, onboarding, sales, whatever that is. And a
Gotcha.
lot of their job is spent on fielding things that our AI maybe doesn't understand or didn't
Mhm.
quite do well, and then feeding that information back into the system so that the AI can take care of that long term.
Ah, okay, gotcha. That's great.
Yeah,
I know we have a little bit touch upon AI also here and there, but the question is now, where are you on your journey on AI, like exploring,
yeah,
using, mature? Can you just give me some idea? I know we talked about a little bit, but
yeah, yeah. No, no. I would say that AI is an absolute necessary part of our business strategy. I mean, we utilize AI in the offerings to our customers. We market ourselves as being kind of like AI native.
Mm,
And something that really drew me to be here at Topline Pro is that I think we do a lot more with AI than I've seen elsewhere, not even just externally, but internally. It's not like we utilize the AI that's built into Notion by itself or the AI that's built into whatever tool, but we have a whole team dedicated to building out our own AI structure and have those different tools talk to each other. So I think I think as I talk to other leaders, I think we're pretty advanced. I mean, luckily we're still pretty small and flexible, agile as a team, that it allows us to move pretty quickly through testing, trying something out, trying an idea, and then saying, hey, there's a lot of value here. let's go check the market and see if anyone is already doing this and doing it better than we can. And there are times where we've seen, yes, there is. Let's go talk to that person and try to see if we can integrate that tool. And truthfully, there's been a couple of times where we're like, hey, no one is doing what we're doing internally. Let's continue to drive at that and develop this. And in the future, if there is, great, let's
Yeah.
go on that. I think we also make jokes sometimes where we all kind of look at each other and we're like, this is so helpful. Should we sell this? But I think we're also just so
Yeah.
dedicated to what our business model is,
Mhm.
that we're just really trying to make sure that we're utilizing it for what we need today and not trying to distract ourselves by building another another
Mhm.
stream of revenue for a totally different customer.
No, sure, sure. I think the Slack is developed that way. Slack was supposed to be an internal tool for their game development company. And then
There you go.
yeah, game didn't go anywhere, but Slack like to the world. So
Yeah,
I
right.
think so that's really glad to hear that. So I think definitely, I think based on what I'm hearing, you guys are in the forefront, definitely on advanced level of leveraging AI.
Yeah,
Many are just like thinking AI, not even leveraging anything, and not even exploring. They're just like just listening to what others are doing right now. So
completely.
definitely, you guys are much further ahead. So glad to hear that.
Yeah,
As AI professional, glad to hear that.
yeah,
Definitely.
good.
That actually validates our kind of product market fit in a way, right? So
100%. Yeah.
because you are doing the same thing, right? So that's great. So how are you or planning to measure the impact of AI in your operation?
Yeah, great question. Like I talked about, we do utilize AI in terms of understanding customer sentiment. So one of the first things that we did when we were trying to build out kind of the initial version of an AI like text communication bot, whether that was email, text, or chat, is we wanted to make sure that we were measuring sentiment with those communications versus what we had with our team. And so one, perfecting that kind of like sentiment analysis from AI, and then saying, okay, we know when there's a message and a response from an AI response versus a human response, and then being able to say, is it better or is it the same? Because we need it to at least be the same. Would love if it could be better. But we also, we saw in the beginning it wasn't. We saw there was misunderstandings. There was people that would detect and say, this isn't how I'm normally spoken to. This doesn't sound like my CSM. We tried out um, having the AI kind of say like, hey, I'm the AI, and no, I'm talking to you in the same email thread or in the same whatever, identifying itself and making sure that that doesn't hurt the relationship that you have with your CSM.
Yeah.
So, we were looking at the sentiment around that. We were also looking at the um, did it complete what it was supposed to complete? So I actually, it was myself and another one of my team members. We spent probably early on, probably 4 or 5 hours a week just reviewing requests and then the actions taken and giving it a score manually, teaching another AI to then
Mhm.
go in there and then try to rescore it, understanding how we had scored it, which sounds like so many different AIs looking at each other. But I think we got into a really good place where we found the sweet spot where we felt capable that it could take on certain actions. And then also say, there are some that we don't feel confident here and be able to say, okay, we'll continue to take those and we'll reevaluate in the future. Um, I don't think that was necessarily a failure, but just knowing where it was going to be successful and not successful and being able to kind of say, great, that was a really great experiment. Now let's move on to the next experiment. We can come back to this one in the future. But to your point, I think it's just ultimately very important to, while you're designing an experiment, while you have a hypothesis of where AI can come in, it's crucial that you have some type of success metric that you baseline beforehand, and then you continue to measure afterwards to make sure that it's still operating as you expect it to operate and provide the value and the efficiency that you want it to.
No, that's great to hear that. And I think you are really measuring on the right now on the accuracy and then reliability, and then
Yeah,
with the hypothesis that it's going to help your CSM, it's going to help your customer, and ultimately help your churn and retention. That's
100%.
yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, when you look at the kind of measuring churn and expand, it may be too late, right? I mean, if you can measure with the
Yeah,
leading indicator, then that's great.
exactly.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Yep.
So my last question. So 2026 is already here. So looking at 2026, I mean, you might have some your revenue target or retention target for sure. What is it that you think your capability from structure, from tools, and everything is needed to meet or exceed your target for 2026?
Yeah, good question. What is needed? Are you saying just from like particularly from an AI standpoint?
Not necessarily from AI's point of view, overall, your structure or the process or support or collaboration, what is it needed in a bigger picture overall, in including AI?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start from upstream. I mean, I think one of our biggest pieces is making sure that there's clear alignment on expectation setting from marketing to sales to onboarding to customer success. I think that is just ultimately insanely massive that not only are we setting the right expectations, but we're doing it the same way. I think, when we think about our customer base, and I tell my team all the time, don't speak in internal talk. We don't talk in jargon. We don't talk in CX jargon or AI jargon or any of that stuff. It has to be accessible language that our customers use. And so making sure that every step along the process that we're setting the expectation again and again and again and again, and we're doing it the same way with the same language so that it just becomes very incredibly clear for the customer to understand what they should be getting out of it.
Mhm.
Even asking them, like, hey, I know this person shared that with you. Can you tell me a little bit about what they told you in terms of the timeline or in terms of what kind of results you can expect, month one, month two? So I think that is incredibly important up front. Um, I think the next thing is, um, we are looking at going beyond just how can customer success do a really good job with our customers and collect feedback and information about how we're doing. But one of the questions that I've really been pushing, Nick, our CEO, who just has a fantastic mind for customers and our customer base and what they need, is knowing what our customers need and how to communicate that in a way that is accessible and usable for other teams. I think I find myself often communicating out like, hey, here's what's going really well, or here's why people are churning. But how do I make that usable for another team to drive the change that needs to be done for our customers? And so I've been really thinking about how I utilize AI to understand how to best give that feedback, how to best give that data, understanding what that team is measured on, what their goals are, wrap those into our company goals, and make sure that every communication that I'm sending around retention or around churn is framed in a way that makes that valuable, important, and connected to their end goal as well.
Mhm.
Um, I think if we try to box up CX into, hey, this is just our team and our team is just going to do customer success really well, I think we're just totally missing the point. I mean, our team should be the cornerstone in terms of understanding what's going on with the customer, what's working, what's not working, what do they need, and we should just be feeding. I mean, our other teams should be starving for that information and constantly asking for more information, more updates, more data. So designing that out really well and making sure that that hits a point where it actually impacts the product, it impacts marketing, it impacts sales. Um, I think is massively important. For us, so much of what we do and what we deliver for our customer is a lot of technology or a lot of processes, tools that have been available to enterprise level customers for, 5, 10 years. But AI is now making it accessible for these small businesses to have. So we
Right.
want to lastly make sure that we're continuing to utilize AI within every single realm, but especially within customer success, so that we can serve our customers well, make them feel the same way that an enterprise level customer felt when they had this massive product that brought a ton of value, but it was also incredibly expensive. We want them to feel that same level of value, that same level of importance. And we also want them to get the same like results out of it. How do we
Yeah.
do that in a way that makes it accessible? Is like we have to have AI to make that efficient, to make it affordable for them. And so that becomes a super important aspect that we all have to use across the company is finding ways to be efficient to continue to deliver a great product that is affordable for our customer base.
No, that's great. I think I really love what you said, like a alignment from marketing all the way to, kind of sales, delivery,
Yeah.
and support and everything. Because one of the things that we try to encourage is when we have the communication at the customer success level or in the support level also, how
Hmm.
can we still keep what was the value proposition that we had in the marketing that they were
Yeah.
attracted, that needs to continue, right? And then
Yes.
how we can say, if you are using, how we can say, oh, you are actually achieving what you are supposed to, versus
Yeah.
if they're not using, then say, hey, you are missing this. Right?
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
so I think it's very much aligned, so thank you. Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. It was nice chatting you. I'm sure our viewers will love your insight for sure. I'm very
Great.
sure. And then, as I said, I have seen you guys in more in advanced stage than any other customer success team. So good luck with that, and thank you so
Love to
much.
hear that. Yes, thank you. This is great. Enjoyed the conversation, and I'm sure we'll cross paths again in the future.
Feel free to contact us if you want to learn more about how AI can help customer success.